Hi everyone, this is Michael Minnebo, aka Amsterdam Comic Geek. Today I want to take a look at the scene from Amazing Spider-Man 231, a story by Roger Stern with art by John Romita Jr. and Jim Mooney. In the story, Spidey tackles not only Cobra, the villain seen on the spectacular cover, but also Mr. Hyde. In fact, in this issue, and especially the next one, Spider-Man is trying to keep the Cobra out of the hands of his former partner, Mr. Hyde, because Hyde wants to kill him. During his long career as Marvel's flagship character, Spider-Man has been blessed with some wonderful writers who came up with great stories for him to star in, and Roger Stern was one of the best of them. His Spider-Man run from the early 1980s is still my favorite to date. Stern had a preference for villains who weren't typical Spider-Man villains. Mr. Hyde and Cobra, for instance, usually fought with the likes of Captain America. But the scene I wanted to discuss today is not a fight scene, but a quiet sequence taking place at Peter Parker's pad. We find Peter Parker hunched over his coffee table, sewing a new Spidey costume. I love how down-to-earth this whole setting is. A superhero making his own costume. Of course, Tony Stark makes his own armor, but that's so much more high-tech looking than the suit Peter is working on. Peter's costume is and looks homemade. And if we took a picture of the costume, this is probably what it would look like in real life. So, the Amazing Spider-Man TV series came pretty close when it comes to the look of the costume. It looks pretty accurate. But I digress. Let's get back to the scene of Peter making his costume. I like how Peter is checking out the new underarm webs and is looking pleased with the result. He even gives the reader a little demonstration on how they work. Pete's just so very happy he found a new supply of flex nylon netting so he could bring back the underarm webs. It's very endearing. Stern writes great in a monologue. We are partial to Peter's thoughts and motivations. Stern had a good grasp on who Peter Parker is and what makes him tick. In fact, Stern writes the character so well, he makes the reader believe Spider-Man is a real person. I've always loved little moments like these between the action and fight scenes, because it's these moments that make you care for the characters. Because of these moments, when Peter puts his life on the line to save someone or to knock out a bad guy, you are really rooting for him and you get the feeling something is at stake here for real. Anyway, these are just some of my thoughts reading this comic from back in the day. What do you think about this scene? And if you've read Roger Stern's Spider-Man stories, let me know in the comments below what you think about them. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Cheers!